Hey everybody, good morning. It's Pete. Welcome to today's episode of today's best stock picks, and it is Wednesday, September 16th, 2020. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've been a regular viewer of these videos, especially the education as well, and you find them helpful, definitely click down and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And if you want to trade live together over the next 30 days, click down into the description and learn about the bootcamp. I think you'd be pretty happy with the investment. So we're going to talk about Apple a little bit today. They had their event, for lack of a better way of putting it, yesterday, and it didn't really rock the stock one way or the other. It didn't go up, didn't go down. It's a little bit higher today, but certainly nothing with a new Apple announcement would come out, probably because they didn't announce anything earth-shattering. So what is the stock going to do now? The stock is still stuck in a box, and it's a day trading stock every day, no matter what, as long as it meets minimum criteria. But a little bit bigger picture, I think after the stock split, a lot of people expected to see this, and now we're kind of seeing, nothing, really nothing yet. It's well bid on the daily chart, but by any stretch of the imagination, it's not a screaming, let's get involved in this. The same way that it was prior to the stock split when it was right around 500. When it was around 500, it was pretty much every dip that pulled back, you were able to buy with conviction, feeling like at the end of the day or the end of the week it was going to end up higher, and we're just not seeing that right now. So conviction level as far as actively trading stock, it's a little bit lower. I know that sounds kind of weird, but you have to pay attention to what the market's telling you, and that's why we're a lot more stock specific today, especially with the FOMC coming out this afternoon. If you know me at all, as far as I've mentioned this quite a bit, there are certain days where I'm not trading very actively across the board. I'm really just super stock specific, which is what we're going to be today, which is options expiration and FOMC days. I personally, over the last 20 years, just have found those particular days to day trade to be a lot more challenging. So I'm not looking across the board as much as I'm really dialing in on opportunities that traded really well this week and this month, and I'm only going to be focusing on those. So my list will be tighter today than it might normally be because of the behind the scenes stuff going on with the FOMC. So we're going to hop over to the charts. We're actually going to start out with a couple of stocks that had earnings yesterday that we're looking for some follow through today, and a stock you wouldn't normally be thinking about. Wow, I can't wait to trade that stock, and that's Fedex. So let's actually head over to this charts. We will take a look and set up some ideas. So you can see here, this is what I mean with Apple right now. It's pretty much stuck here between 112 and let's say 120. So until it claws its way out of this, and then especially until it starts to go well bid on the weekly charts like here and here for the most part, you can see the difference in the tape right now. And when we say the tape has changed, it's not clear anymore. And when it's not clear, that's when you have to pull yourself back and say, okay, it is Apple, but it's not the same Apple that it was pre-split and not really ripping in one direction, which made it easier to have conviction. So I'm waiting for it to get out of that box, and then the second part of that is waiting for it to become well bid before I have a little bit more conviction. But stock that has certainly had conviction all summer, even into now, you'll see that Fedex is actually blowout earnings. It's up $23, almost 10%. So we're looking for follow through today. We're going to have very strict criteria that we're looking for opening here and staying above a certain level when we read the tape. So this is going to be in the list today. And Adobe as well. Adobe had good earnings yesterday. It's only up 2.82%, but it's $14. So again, another stock that we're looking to look for some follow through here again today. If you've been a regular of the channel, we are not looking to buy any of these stocks that have disappointing earnings. And I think OSTK and a few stocks like that that had disappointing earnings that just tanked and stayed down there. And they were actually sell shorts for those traders that were aggressive. So this is the opposite. We're looking at these. We're going to get in there confidently. As long as they meet the criteria that we teach in the boot camp, we're going to be trading them. Peloton's an interesting one. Peloton just came off of all-time highs. I'm getting a lot of questions about this. Sure, the market pulled back a little bit, but the stock is showing some sort of whippy topping price action here, which is not really conducive to follow through. So I'm not calling a top here, but I am saying I'm not as aggressively looking to be long the stock anymore. And if we go out to the weekly chart again, very similar to what we saw before, you're starting to see it punching up and failing, punching up and failing. And although it's making higher lows, it's not looking the same. It's looking different. I think I can't quite put my finger on it yet. The tape has changed in Peloton. I'm going to be dialing back my position sizing and my conviction levels as far as being long the stock until I see the picture clear up a little bit. So I just wanted to point that out. Something that John O'Connor called out yesterday in the community, ironically, we were saying, no, it's in a box, let it get through the box, and it actually traded right to the top of the window yesterday. So above 29 is actually initiating a new swing trade long in APPS. We like that one today. DraftKings. We're going to keep coming back to these stocks that meet the criteria. And then if you remember, if you watched yesterday, we said, great, I want to see it pause for a couple of days. I would not mind seeing this stock pause for one more day, but keep it in your trading journal because we're going to be looking for another punch higher there as well. Oracle is a stock that I haven't mentioned the stock in years, I think, but had some good news, punched through, and very similar to what we're looking at in DraftKings. It is now up at that pausing level where we could manage risk. I'm looking to initiate a new swing trade here as well. Again, staying very stock specific today, looking for ideas that were strong, looking for follow through. Probably not so much wide market stuff right now. A lot of the bigger tech stocks are kind of in the middle of nowhere, so we're not calling them out right now. NVTA is another one that meets the criteria. One thing that I will note is this is a challenging stock to day trade. I'm only looking for new swing trading opportunities here. GSX is an interesting one. Not really very strong the last 4 or 5 weeks. You can see August, basically, it's been in a downtrend and punching higher today. And ironically, it's actually trading lower. I was going to look for a aggressive trade today where if it actually opened higher and pushed higher, I was looking to sell it short, but it's already trading lower. So as I'm filming this, I'm taking it off the list. Tupperware, actually one that's been in the list for a while, and yesterday initiated a new swing trade, so you can still get involved in this one as well. TSM is one that we had in the list virtually every day and was not giving us anything. Yesterday, you can clearly see that it was a payday. And again, watch the video we did this morning on finding the right stocks. This is a stock that met the criteria from a day trading perspective. There's a whole separate criteria from coming into the day versus day trading criteria. So we're looking for follow through here as well. And rounding out the list, we have Zillow Group, which if you know anything about real estate right now, it is a seller's market. So Zillow is getting barraged. What's interesting here is we actually came into the day today looking for it to punch through 92.50. That's the target that we're looking for to initiate a new trade above 92.50 and start building your first piece of your position. Hopefully you've been listening to me about this stock for at least the last 3 months. Penn just keeps making new all-time highs. Is it still a new swing trade long right now? I think it'll be a little tough. It's basically a $16 rally. I still like it long. I think I'm going to look for it to pause a little bit. Definitely day trading it long, not swing trading it long at this level. We have had a good swing trade on, and the community, hopefully we get a higher push open here, look to scale out of that. And sticking with the stock-specific ideas, you can see that CSX, we've been talking about 80. Want to see it get up to this level where it is right now, pause for a few days, and then actually be looking for a $6 to $8 move through CSX. So that's where we are right now. Again, FOMC day, look for some of these earnings plays that were strong yesterday, looking for some follow-through. Very dialed in list today. It's very important to have super focus on days where there's big news coming out, which again, this afternoon, the FOMC announcement. So if you have any questions, leave some feedback below. And if you'd like to trade together, definitely find out about the bootcamp. Have a great day, everybody.